Okay, happy Wednesday. It's the video for the Dita Project M. If you are a subscriber, go ahead and comment below. I have another Hype 4. Why? I'm not really sure. I got it yesterday and I thought it was the Origin, which is the newest released. And I thought, I usually get that stuff right when it's announced. So I thought, it must be in a stealth package or something. Open it up, pull it out. It's in a Hype 4. I already had it. I reviewed it. I did an unbox. I gave it away. So if you commented under the unbox, on the unbox, which is a while ago because I got this a while ago, and also this one is not the same as the cover. It's actually the purple one. The original one I had was the blue one. This is a purple. Go ahead and comment below. I'm going to pass this to somebody. I'm not sure what happened, why they sent it, but I appreciate it, and I'm not sending it back because I opened it up. So yay, thanks. Moving right along, a very beautiful set. I said in the unboxing of this, I think it looks stunning. I couldn't figure out where the balanced armature was, but it turns out that very fat tube that comes off the DD shroud contains the BA within, up around the nozzle. I couldn't see it when I was looking at it. It seemed very hard to spot. Let's take a look at the frequency graph because it's going to play a big part in this video. It's very atypical. It's not common, and unless you have the NE4, which I just did a video for recently, you probably don't have anything really quite like this because the way that they're taking out the energy and where they're doing it is not common, and it has impact in the replay of instruments. The tonality is obviously skewed differently, and how that impacts musical instruments and vocals in your library is probably going to be different than you're used to, so I want to talk about that. So you can see the graph right there. It's unique. Talking about music, the triple drop, Big Boy Kill Jill, the lowest being at 38 Hertz. This isn't a set that has a lot of power in it, but it's really, I can't ding it because it doesn't, nobody claimed that. I don't think anybody that did reviews, though I didn't really check, I just saw thumbnails and titles. I don't think anybody was saying this was a bass monster, so it isn't. It doesn't really. It's not something I would reach for like I would any number of sets that I want to get a substantial kick out of. This wouldn't be that, but again, it doesn't advertise itself as being such, so there's not a problem there. As we get to 4 and 5 string bass guitars, the pulls, the plucks, the releases, the snapping, and the ringing of the strings, this tuning, like the NE4 by NF Audio, is unique sounding because of how it's handling the overtones / harmonics of that instrument. It sounds different. You like that or not, I can't say, but it sounds different than authentic replay to my ears, my opinion, my library. As we get to the bottom kick drum, interestingly enough, the graph wouldn't indicate there's anything or any reason for it to sound as good or better or anything. It actually sounds good. It sounds produced and it sounds emphatic. I don't know. There's a lot of sets that have tuning like this that don't quite get it. It comes down to driver size, it comes down to other things going on. This set actually conveys that energy. But the hip-hop drops and the 4-string, 5-string bass sound not really ideal. And when we get to the rest of the drum kit with the toms and the snares and then the hi-hats and the crashing and the overtones, harmonics of those, this becomes more of a kind of an issue, but I'll talk about that. Moving into vocals with Chris Cornell, Layne Staley, Nina doing the cover of Blondie, Heart of Glass. This is where this really starts to show out in not really a great way because the mids and the bass are not really emphasized, so it's allowing other parts of the replay to kind of stand out, and that's not really a good thing when the vocals sound like they're kind of in a box. And this is the same phenomenon as the NE4 by NF Audio, which just came along, so it's interesting that there's a couple sets that are doing the same thing. I want you to know as I'm saying this is my ears with my library and my personal taste, but it's very clear and obvious to me that vocals sound odd. Not my ideal, like a warmed up female vocals, which I'm fine with and others are not. This doesn't sound really accurate to my ears, just flat out. So I think vocals is where this really steps out as being unique, and then it's further emphasized as we move into what is essentially overtones and harmonics for guitars, acoustic or electric, pianos or their plugged-in version keyboards, cymbals, rides and crashes, all of those things that have a majority of their energy that you're picking up in that region, particularly cymbals. You ought to do a spectrogram of cymbals and where you really pick it up. Remember, 500 hertz roughly, 350 to 500 is where you can isolate the stick strike. And then you get the meat of the replay up to about 6K, and then there's not a lot up there, really. I'm talking about a crash cymbal. This sounds quite unique. Bad is a way to put it, but I don't want to say that because it's my ears and, again, my preference, but I don't really like the replay of this type of tuning, and now this is the second set. NF Audio is something that a long time I've had a lot of sets that I didn't like, and people thought he doesn't really like NF Audio. I don't know if I've ever done Adida on my channel, and they have a decent reputation with a lot of people in the hobby. This isn't for me, the way that they tuned this. I think the presentation, I think that the shell and everything's good. I think the cable is a miss. I won't get into that, but I don't think it really matches its price. And I think before you are recommended this by people, they ask clearly about instruments, and does that little scoop out there impact, and then be specific, and then give you a library if you can, and maybe if somebody has time and can indulge you, they can say, for example, the cymbal strikes in Hey Hey What Can I Do by John Bonham from an album called Coda by Led Zeppelin. You don't need to like that group. You don't need to like anything. I'm talking about an instrument. It's a cymbal. And he strikes it repeatedly. Listen to a set that you like and you're comfortable with, and then listen to this set or a demo of this set, and you can hear maybe why I'm not a fan of it. It sounds different. It sounds very far from what is, people talk about audiophile and high fidelity and the search and the chase for faithful reproduction, etc., etc. This definitely doesn't do that. That doesn't disqualify it from being a good set, possibly in your opinion, but I would really recommend that you try it out, or something similar to it, before you would invest in it, to make sure that you're okay with that, and that's something that would fit in your library, and get some head time, get some ear time before giving up on it in a month and then selling it for a loss. So a little further investigation beyond just watching a video would probably be wise, is I guess what I'm saying. So I'll go ahead and leave it at that. That's the Project M.